slapped the living hell out of me. No, he didn't even pick up my call. Look at me to come and lie. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry that my voice sounds like this. I'm down with a cold. The more reason why we need to have tea. Anyways, if this is your first time dropping by, hey, my name is Susie. Thank you so very much for clicking on today's video. I promise you're going to like it here, so please subscribe. And if you're not, thank you so very much for sticking around. So today's video is going to be something quite different, something which I've never done on the channel, and yeah, it's going to be a story time. A very intimate and kind of embarrassing story time, but yeah, I would love to share it with you guys because I know it's going to be a lesson for others, and I know a couple of people who have been through the same thing, so I'm really hoping my story inspires someone. So this is my heartbreak story slash the time I almost committed suicide. For privacy's sake here, I will not be using our actual names because the people around me would know these people, and I don't want trouble. Let me take you guys back to how I met this person, how this all started. So when I was in the University of Buea, I used to party a lot, like a lot. And in one of those parties, I came across this boy whom I used to know. You know, like he was not really my friend, but this kind of people whom you speak to, but they know one or two things about you, but you guys are not really friends, like an acquaintance. So I met up with this guy, and he was with his friend. And I'm not even going to lie, the friend was looking really good. I kind of admired him, and yeah, that's how we started talking. He got my number. We spent the entire night together. Not like the entire night, I mean the entire party together. And after that, we started chatting frequently. He was so nice. He would always call me the first thing in the morning. I'll check my phone. But let me give this guy a name. I cannot use his real name, but let me give him a name. I'm going to call him Numbisi. I'm going to call him Nubisi because Nubisi is the name of my friend's cat. Yeah, so let's call this my bobo Nubisi. Jesus, Nubisi. Anyhow, let's call him Nubisi. So that's how Nubisi and I started talking. We're always chatting like every day. First thing in the morning, he has texted or he'll call me, and I'm a calls person. I'm a calls girl, right? So that's how he won my heart. He always call me in the morning. We chat. After school, he knew because FHS will start at 7:30 and end around 5:30. So around 7, he'll call me while I'm prepping or chatting, talking about life and all. By 5:30, 6 o'clock, hey, can I call you? I'm like, sure. We'll chat our way into the night until I started abandoning my friends because I mean they were not as interesting as him. I'm sorry, please. So yeah, that's how we chatted for like 3 weeks, and I kind of sort of became attracted to him. I was already attracted to him, but like his energy was so good. So after about 3 weeks, he asked me out and we started dating. And he swept me off my feet because on our first date, he took me to Twist. You knew Twist back in the day, like if you're in Buea and you knew how hot Twist was. I don't even know if that place still exists. But yeah, it was kind of like an expensive restaurant where only these big people in Buea will go to. That's where he took me to, and he got me a bouquet of roses. I was just feeling like I'm the luckiest girl in the world. I called my friends, was like, hey, you cannot imagine this boy did this, that, and that. He's such a nice person. He listens, he's a good listener, he prays, he's a Christian boy. What is that? He's fine, he's tall, dark, and handsome. Oh, I was just talking to one of my friends. Let's call her you know what, I'm just going to call her Laura because everybody knows I have a friend called Laura, but see, I'm using Laura here because Laura has no bad role to play in this story. So let me just say Laura. So I call Laura up and I'm like, hey Laura, Nbisi is so nice. You can imagine he took me to Twist, and she was like, Twist? Mama, Miss Susie, you're lucky. You don't catch big fish. I was like, yes, he's so nice. I'm like, no, apart from that, like, he's just the way he acts. He's just like a very nice person. Even if he took me somewhere cheap, I'll still like him and all. Anyways, yeah. So that's how Nubisi and I met, and that's how we started dating. That's how our entire relationship started. Okay. For the first 3 months, you know, the honeymoon phase, right? Everything was perfect. We'll go on dates like almost every weekend, or at least a weekend or two in a month. Everything was fine. He was just perfect. He'll spend time with me when he comes over. He'll help me clean up. At times he'll help me with my assignment. And this boy did economics, but he was helping me with my nursing assignments anyway. So I just knew like he's perfect. Then, you know, if you watch Steve Harvey's show, or if you listen to these motivational speakers, they'll tell you that, okay, for you to know the kind of man to date or how a man is going to treat you, you should ask his relationship with his mom and his sisters, or how he treats his family. So I knew that if I ask that question and I have the right response, then yes, I've met the love of my life. So I'm like, how far? How do you treat your mother? He's like, hey, my mother is my world. My mother is my this. I can do anything for my mom. I can do anything for my sisters and all. I was like, yes, I've met the love of my life. But I think one thing that people fail to understand is you're not the only person watching these shows. Like, social media is very social. It's for everybody. If a motivational speaker is telling you that somebody who kisses you on your forehead is the love of your life, no, you know these men, they'll kiss you on your forehead and that's how they'll get to you. So yeah, me and this boy, we started dating, and 3 months into the relationship, everything was perfect, everything was fine. Until one weekend when he came over and he was looking so sad. I was like, hey babe, what's wrong? Why are you sad? What's happening? He said, oh, he got into a fight with his mother. And it was so strange because I've never heard him get into any fight with his mom. So I'm like, okay, why did you get into a fight with your mother and what was it about? He's like, oh baby, it's because of you. I'm like, because of me? How? Excuse you, I'm here minding my business. I've never even met your mom. Because he's like, no, that my parents are angry at me because you're a Bayangi girl and they don't want me to be with a Bayangi girl. They want me to be with a Basa girl since he's from Basa. So I was like, okay, so what did you decide? Like, how, like, I felt bad about it because this is somebody whom has never fought with his mom, or at least I've never heard it, and now your first fight is because of me, a stranger. So I'm like, sorry, but what would you do about it? He said his mother gave him an ultimatum, like it's either me or him and his family. If not, he has to leave the house. And I'm like, yeah, it just sounded so strange and so rash for me. So I was consoling him. I'm like, okay, so what will you do? Is this where our relationship ends? Like, what's happening? And he said, no, that nobody comes before you. You know how I feel about you. I've always been so direct towards you and all. And I'm like, at the back of my mind, it's like, I don't know if tables were turned at that point in time, me being 19, 20 and all, I would have chosen like a boy over my family. I just felt like he was so brave. And since they were choosing me, I did not see any problem with it. I was like, okay, but now what will you do? Because your family is also very important and they are the ones providing for you. Like, if you choose me and all, I was also trying to be like the good girl, behaving as if I was not happy. Like, deep down, he was like, no babe, we'll be fine. That night everything was okay. He left the house the next day, and then in the evening he calls me. He's like, can I move in with you? I'm like, move in with me? He said yes, because his mother knows that like he slept at my place, and she just took it as like an outright disrespect, like why should you do that, and she has kicked him out. I was like, okay, I wasted no time. I mean, this boy chose me over his family, so of course I'm going to choose him too. So I asked him to move in. He moved in, and for like the first 2 months, everything was perfect. Before I go to school, he will help me with cleaning while I'm making breakfast, and then I'll go to school and come back. At times he has already prepped lunch, or at least I'll make my place clean and all. I was so happy. Mind you, at this point in time, I was a person taking charge of our feeding. I was taking care of my rents and bills and all. So actually, let me not just say me, it was my parents' money. So I was taking care of this person, and I did not see any problem with it because he was treating me well and I was in love and all. But once in a while I'll be like, hey, how far with your mom? Have you guys spoken? What's happening? Like, just give me an update, give me something. Because in as much as I'm happy that you chose me, I know that I want to end up in a family that loves me. Like, I don't want to come between you and your parents or whatever. And he'll be like, no, they have not spoken, blah blah blah. So this guy was nice for 3 more months. So that's like 6 months into our relationship. Everything was perfect. Then I started realizing that he'll be going into the bathroom to answer his phone. At times he will become very aggressive, so mean. He'll just be saying like mean things to me. He was just so in fact the word is aggressive. He just became different. Like, he was not the person I've known for this past 6 months. So I spoke to my friend about it. I explained everything to her, and she's like, oh, maybe he's depressed, just talk to him. I sat him down and we had like a conversation. The whole time he was blaming me for why things happened the way they did, why he left his mom and stuff like that. And I'm like, but wait, I've been trying to get you talking to your mother. I've been trying to get you talking with your mom. So I don't understand why it is my fault. And I really don't have a problem at this point in time, because you're irritating me now. If you feel like this relationship is not going to work out, then please, maybe you should go and be with your family and all, because actually it's the right thing to do. He was young, he was like 22, 23. So he gets angry, he storms out of the house. I take my time, I reflect, I was like, okay, maybe I was a little bit mean towards this boy. I called him up and I apologized, and he's like, okay, we get our shit sorted out. He comes back to the house the next day, still the same behavior, still acting so passive aggressive, still hiding his phone, still receiving strange phone calls. I'm seeing girls, like different pictures of girls in his phone and stuff like that. So this is where things started becoming sad. I have another friend called Prudence, and one day she texted me. She's like, yo, Susie, are you and Nubisi still together? I'm like, yes, he lives with me. What's up? And she goes, okay, let me send you something. She sends me screenshots of her chats with Nubisi. He's literally telling her like, oh, I don't want to be with her anymore. She's the one forcing herself on me, blah blah blah. I've told her that I don't want it. She's manipulating me to stay with her and stuff. And then he sends her a screenshot of the night which we had an argument, because on that night I was like, babe, please come back home, blah, blah, blah. He was being mean, so he used that like that day to like back up his point. He sent her a screenshot of our argument, and it was just like basically me begging and begging. So I got angry. He was actually with me. He was eating fufu corn and jama jama. And if you're a Cameroonian, you know how difficult it is to cook fufu corn and jama jama, especially fufu corn, because it keeps on your body, right? And you have scars. I have a scar on my thigh from that day, because I was cooking to make this boy happy. Meanwhile, he was there eating to have the energy to go and be cheating on me. So I got angry. I lost my shit. When I saw the text, my first reaction was like, Susie, be calm. You can be calm. You're mature. You can handle this. But after that, I was just like, he's mad. I turned. I was like, what's happening? So even if you want to cheat on me, you'll be cheating on me with my friend. I was just talking. I was like, in fact, I'm just tired. I've told you, if you're tired of this relationship, just let me know. Let me go. I was minding my business before I met you, the tired one. He's telling the other person. In fact, that's another story. So he gets up and he gets angry. He's like, if you speak to me one more time, if you talk to me one more time, I'm going to hit you. I'm like, hey, my father has never beaten me. My brothers have never beaten me. My mother has never. Okay, maybe one time. And it was because of a boy again. I'm going to share that story. I'm going to tell you guys that story if you're interested. Okay, maybe one time. But I not tell him. I was like, nobody in my family has beaten me, and you, it's a cheat. You want to come and beat me? I'm like, no, be sinner. You're mad. Before I could even finish talking, Jesus. Before I could even finish talking, this boy had slapped the living hell out of me. Jesus. See, my eyes were red. I was just there. I was dumbfounded. He finished. He just packed his things and he left. I called my best friend. let's say I called Laura and I was crying. She was like, "Hey Susie, why are you crying?" I said, "I accused Nubisi of cheating on me," and then he got angry and he left. She was like, "Well, why did you accuse him of cheating on you?" I'm like, "Because I saw messages on his phone where this girl was texting him, and then like he was not really rejecting it, and then she's like, "But are you sure? Because you know the way girls are." I was like, "I don't know. He just left the house." She's like, "Where, Susie? I've told you now. You have to control your anger at times and get your facts straight." Like, I filtered the story. I didn't even tell her that it was our mutual friend who sent me the screenshots, and that this my boyfriend was actually moving on to her, and that the boy even slapped me. That's why I'm crying, because the slap is even worse. Like, it was even more painful than the fact that he was cheating on me. I did not, like, I filtered out the story. I made it to seem like it was my fault, because firstly, at the back of my mind, I was still in love. I knew that I was going back. You couldn't even tell me anything. And I know my friend, I know Laura, that if I tell Laura that this boy hits me, she'll be like, "Hey, let's go to the police." Or she'll be like, "Leave that boy." And see, imagine that I don't leave the boy. Hey, she will laugh at me. So yeah, she was like, "Okay, just give it time, and then you call him and then explain yourself. Maybe he'll understand. You know, he's a nice person, so he's definitely going to understand you and all, but just take your time, relax, and then put your words together." I said, "Bet." Okay, so this is me in the evening. I call him. I'm like, "I'm sorry." No, he never pick up my call. Look at me to come and lie here. He never pick up my call. He not pick. So I texted him. I was like, "Babe, I'm sorry. I know that maybe I misinterpreted things and stuff like that. Please, can you come back?" He not reply. I'm like, "Well, I'm really sorry." He not talk to me for he not talk to me for a month. And then one day he replies to my text and he shows up at my place, and he's like, he's willing to talk. Sat me down. He was like, "Susie, you're so insecure. You're just seeing what you want to see. I'm not moving on to your friend. She's a person that is moving on to me," and stuff like that. Like, I don't know why. It's as if I had amnesia. Everything that he started saying made sense, and everything that my friend said did not make sense. Even the screenshots could not even make sense. So he was talking to me, and I was like, "Okay, baby, I'm so sorry. I did not have to do that to you. Next time I'll believe you over my friend." He's like, "You should even cut their friend off, because any friend that wants to come between you and your happiness, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Okay, I'll cut her off." She's like, "Do it in front of me." I didn't even waste time. What? I deleted her number, deleted everything that concerned her. You don't even know me. I deleted it because me, I want to save my relationship. That's my husband. So yeah, I deleted it. I think it's like 10 months into the relationship, or 10 months to a year, we started dating again. And then for about 2 weeks, everything was okay. And I was on my best behavior because I was trying. I was on my best behavior because I was trying to keep this relationship. Okay. Then, in fact, let me just round the story up. I'm sure it's taking time. Okay, I've cut my friend off, right? My friend has cut me off also in return. She has her right. I just cut the story short because I'm sure it has taken a lot of your time. Okay, so me and this boy, we continue dating, and there's this day, this about a year later, there's this day where I came back home from school early, and that's because our lecturer cancelled. But I did not call to check if he was at home or whatever, because I had my spare key. He had his own spare key. So I came back. I came into my room. Imagine a 20-year-old girl being that traumatized. I came into my room and I saw him doing the devil's tango with sorry, I came into my room and I met him doing the devil's tango with my friend. I would like call her my friend. Anyhow, I'm just going to call her an acquaintance. But she knew that him and I had something. I was just so. In fact, I was surprised. I don't even know why I was surprised, because it's like that. But I was surprised and I was hurt. I was traumatized. I just told him. I was just like, he should leave, like, please leave my house, because at that point in time the love was already dying and my eyes were becoming clearer. I'm like, please just leave my house, just leave, carry you and your chick and just leave. I never want to cause it sin because it was going to be so embarrassing. I was just like, please leave. And I had to stay out while they got dressed up and then slowly left my place. And he texted me later in the day. He was like, see, it's because of this your attitude, that's why I always cheat on you, because you're so insecure, you're so this, you're so that. And he was actually blaming me for it. I felt so sad. I was depressed. I did not even know how to like tell my friends, because at that point in time, it's like everybody had seen it. Everybody is like, Susie, this person is not good for you. And I'm like, if I say this person is good for me, this person is good for me in Jesus' name. So I was basically left on my own. That night, it was so tough on me. I felt so sad. And for like 2 days after that, I was just depressed. I was not going into school. Nothing had meaning. I was really sad. I think if you've ever been heartbroken, you know those days after the heartbreak when it's like your world is coming to an end. That's how I felt. And I'm somebody that does not like pain. Excuse you, I beg, don't come and cause me stress or pain. I'm somebody that hates pain. And I decided that, okay, emotional pain is different from physical pain. Physical pain, I can drink paracetamol or I can massage it. But emotional pain, I don't know if it's my heart that is about to tear off, or if it's my mind, or like, nah, it was horrible. So I decided that the next best thing to do would be to commit suicide and kill myself. I know that sounds dumb now, but at that point in time, it was the only thing, like, that was the only solution for me. So I decided that I was going to kill myself. I wrote a message to my mom, I wrote a message to my family, my friends and everything. And I also wrote, like, I had time to write letters, because it was like letters. I could not send anybody a text, because what if you come and save me? I want to die. Hello. So I wrote like letters to my friends, to my mom, to even the Numbisi, because I'm a Christian girl, but I'm sure I wrote something like, I forgive you, but God should remove your front teeth. Why? It was mad. I decided that, okay, after writing those letters, I decided to OD, aka overdose, on any medication. I'm not going to say the name of the medication because I don't want to give people ideas, but I decided to basically overdose. So I drank excess tablets and all, and Jesus, I almost died that day. God, my stomach, Papa, see, I've never felt that pain. I'm sure the pain I felt was like labor pain plus menstrual cramps, or menstrual cramps plus. In fact, anyhow, I felt it was so painful. I felt like I was going to die. At that point in time, it's like reality hits. I'm like, wait, I can't die. Oh, like play. I can die. It will be heard that Susie is dead. Susie is of late. I didn't even waste any time. I called Laura. I'm like, Laura, I'm dying, my stomach. And mind you, Laura and I were not even talking, because I had also cut her off, because according to me, she did not like my relationship with Nubisi. So I called her. I'm like, Laura, I'm dying. Please, if you don't come, shout out to her. She's a very good friend. I called her. I'm like, I'm dying. If you don't come, I'll die. She said, what's happening? I'm like, please come and take me to the hospital. That's how I found myself at the hospital. And it was so embarrassing, because in addition to the pain, I had to say the truth that, okay, I wanted to commit suicide. I told my parents that I was going to commit suicide because school was so stressful, but I told Laura, that's my girl, I told her that, see, I wanted to die because of Nubisi. I cannot take this, I cannot do that, and all. That's how I was saved. And yeah, that's how I ended up not dying. Embarrassed but not dying, because the story keeps popping up in our conversation. Yeah, but that's what happened. So now let's skip to the moral lesson of this story. I know how painful heartbreaks can be, but you're going to survive, because at this point in time, Numbisi and I don't even talk. He's not my person like that. He's not one of those exes that I even keep around. We don't talk, because I even found out that actually the reason why he was kicked out from his brother's house is because he was into drugs. He was always smoking. He was very disrespectful. He was not going to school, and he just had some other issues. You get, that's why he was kicked out of his mother's house. So it had nothing to do with me, but this boy was comfortable playing on my conscience, making me to feel bad the entire time, and even cheating on me on top. After eating my parents' money, God, I'm sorry, I'm a Christian. The Lord forgive you. Anyways, so yeah, if you're going through something like that, I just want you to know that it's going to be better. And at times it's not even your fault, and even if it's your fault, hello, forgive yourself. We're all humans. Forgive yourself. God can forgive you. And all. Nobisa and I don't even talk. 6 months after that, I was in a healthy relationship, which eventually ended for other reasons. And if you guys would like to know about that, I'll let you know. I was in a healthy relationship. I was in a healthier place. I joined Reddit. For those of you who don't know, Reddit is an app. It's kind of like a community. I joined Reddit, a subreddit called Reddit Breakups, where people will share like their breakup stories, how they got through it, and it really helped me out, especially if you cannot afford therapy. I'm not going to lie, Reddit might be your place, it might be your vibe, so try it out. And at the end of the day, no man or no woman is worth the pain of you trying to kill yourself. It's not worth it. At the end of the day, you find out that you have even moved on from this person. You don't even think about the person as much, and by the time the rose colored glasses or the rose flower glasses fall off your face, you discover that you actually deserved better. You had no business being in that situation. So yeah, that's my heartbreak story and how I almost killed myself, but thank God I did not. If not, who would have been giving you guys just like that? Oh, and a very quick last minute disclaimer, this story is this story is not true, but it sounds like what some of us could eventually go through. It sounds like somebody's story, I don't know, but I do have a friend whose cat's name is Nubisi. And also I have a friend whose name is Laura, and to be fair, I've been heartbroken before, so at least we can say some of it is true. But I know go through. Look at me, to keep a boy in my in my house, my parents fake kill me. So yeah, I hope this video was fun. I hope you got something. I hope it was worth your time, maybe was your 20 minutes or whatever. But yeah, thank you. And if you enjoyed this and you love another story time, let me know down in the comment section, and please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Bye.